Alright, May 27th. Pump just started, so there's just a little dribble coming out of the pipes. Kiwis are doing good. The main reason for this video is beans are doing good because I have completed this grow bed, and the one behind it is all tied in. Boom. Beans, these are all starts. I just planted them yesterday, so. And then nothing up here. Water gets pushed up this pipe because it's lower than the outlet of the tank, or the water level of the tank, the fish tank. And I also installed an overflow over there. That's what that is. So if it gets to that height, it'll start coming out. And actually it has to get to that height in order to push water effectively through this 1-inch pipe to the right. So what we'll see is these guys will be flowing water, and then it'll start overflowing over there. That pipe, I think, right there. Outlet. Okay. So, because my sump tank is pretty much maxed out, these beds are not set up to drain between cycles. This one is. Got a hole there in the side, so it drains between cycles. But this one doesn't, so it's always going to have high water in it. And I'm going to keep it this way until I can increase my sump capacity. Because when the pump is on, then these beds have water in them. But when the pump goes off, they slowly drain back down, and all that water goes out through the pipe back into the sump tank. So this sump tank has to have enough available volume that it can handle those swings of water level in and out of the sump tank without overflowing or getting so shallow that the pump burns up. So right now, if I had both of these grow beds draining, there probably wouldn't be enough capacity in the sump tank, and I would probably have a burned out pump by the time everything got filled up and was ready to go. So my plan is probably to dig a couple holes over here or over here or something, this area, and put in a couple more sump tanks, stock tanks, and connect them with the existing 100 gallon tanks. I could get a couple 150s over here and double my sump capacity. But the tricky part would be getting the pipe underneath the sidewalk, because there's 2 underground pipes here, and well, they go this way and connect all the sump tanks together, stock tanks together. So if I had a sump tank over there, I'd have to run the pipes over here, or one big pipe more likely, like a 3-inch pipe or something over here, and then I could have more grow beds over here, and I could, instead of having the tank be the drain be right there across the sidewalk, which sucks, I could have it just drain right into the sump tanks here. And yeah, that would be cool. Here's the drain. Here's how the drain is set up for these grow beds. This one has an outlet on the outside radius, and this one has an outlet on the inside radius. And I think the inside radius was easier to work with. So didn't really plan that one out, but and just put it together with the pipe sections I had, and then cut the pieces to fit where I didn't have it. It goes under the grow bed and then through the sidewall of the sump tank, stock tank. And I've got this Ziploc bag, temporary, right? But probably turned into permanent to help seal off that hole, so the water doesn't come through there as much when the water level's high. Other than that, I've been planting out starts. Here's kale, and those are tomatillos or husk tomatoes, ground cherries, got a lot of names, and seedlings growing, laughing, loving, learning, living, technically alive. I put in a bunch of peas down here. Hopefully they don't get burnt from this hot plastic. Maybe I can pull it down or something, or I'll have to figure that one out. How I gotta clean up this plastic too. But so far it doesn't appear to be leaking or anything, knock on wood. There's more peas. More peas. Some beans. I had extra beans. That lettuce is growing pretty well, and the red one is kind of growing behind it. And beans and peas. These are bush beans, so I'm thinking they'll grow out in front, chasing the sunlight. So now this is also doing something. Water's flowing through it. That's beans all through the middle level. And the way I set this up was on both of them, the bottom level is all gravel. And then on the top two levels, middle and top I mean, there's a gravel dam and hydroton the rest of the way from the feed, water feed all the way through, hydroton, and then gravel, and then to the drain. And I put slate type rock, that's marble, that's something, I don't know, in there to hold back the rock so it doesn't all slouch forward, that maybe there's something helping hold back this gravel. Because over time, especially as the water goes up and down, all this gravel is going to want to shift downwards. It's the essence of the universe. Everything tends towards entropy, or the bottom of the nearest gravitational well. So that would get the gravel closer to the center of the earth just by a little bit, so it's easier than coming uphill, so everything wants to go downhill. The top level is not planted out yet, but it's set up basically the same way. Oh, it's growing some PVC. All right. So, kind of ugly, but practical and effective, I guess. Hopefully, we'll see if the plants die. And, yeah. Last major expansion on the garden. Now my pump, this is my valve that controls where the water goes. Does it recirculate back into the sump tank, or does it go from the pump and go up towards the fish tank? And as you can see, this is turned almost to the off position. So I am using nearly all the capacity of this 1/3 horsepower pump to run all these beds. I still have some extra, and especially if I keep them down low, I think. I could put another flat one over there, I think. But now I'm running into issues of available sunlight. All these trees are shading me out pretty good. There's a plum tree behind it, etc. So, I don't know. Next thing I guess is going to be building out the trellis from there to this grow bed, kind of following this same line, but over here to that post, and then more knitting. So until next time.